Good day, everybody. I hope you guys are having a good one. If you haven't gotten outside, man, you need to get on out here and enjoy it. It's a beautiful day out here where I am right now. Anyway, wanted to talk about this whole story about this young lady who basically it's come out. Basically she don't lie, y'all. She don't lie, y'all. But I don't want to talk about that because there's enough videos out here right now where people are getting out here talking about, I told you so, I told you so, I knew it. But they were the main ones that was out here blaming everybody, blaming the police, blaming white people, blaming whoever they can blame, especially those that got out here and was saying how, why is it that this story ain't getting enough press? They always highlight the white people but when they missing, but they never highlight black folk when they missing. See, all them people now, they quiet now, aren't they? But anyway, I wanted to talk about this particular story from a different angle. Okay, so number one, let's shut down this nonsense that somehow what this girl did is going to impact all black women everywhere. That's complete bull crap. I mean, that's completely bull crap. I mean, do you understand how many stories, incidents happen on a daily basis where people report crimes and in their false reports? I mean, I'll just show some on the screen right now. This happens every day. Do you know how many times the cops will go by your cousin and them house over some foolishness? And they come by so many times that your family will just pretty much have a plate for the police officer because they're coming by every other day over some foolishness. But the cops still come, don't they? They don't stop coming. They keep coming. Why? Because it's their job. They're going to keep doing it, even when dealing with the foolishness like that. So black women are not at some, all of a sudden now are going to be widely ignored if something happens. Listen, what they did to this young girl, here's the thing that people don't miss. Not only did she get national press, not only did she get international press, they had the states. They had state police. They had federal police. They even had the Secret Service, y'all. Even the Secret Service was coming out looking for her. And guess what? If another incident happens, if a black woman is missing or whatever, guess what? They're going to do the same thing. They're going to put out all their resources to make sure that they find whoever it is. If it's a black woman, if it's a black man, it don't matter. They do that. Why? Because that's their job. Now, I know we all got our issues when it comes to the police, and I, for one, certainly do as well. So I'm not sitting up here saying that all police are good and all that. So don't go there with that. Don't go there with me on that. But what I am saying is this, is that for many police officers, when it comes down to doing their job, their basic job, that's exactly what they're going to do, including missing person cases. Now, speaking of which, you want to talk about missing person cases. Yes, we do have a lot of our young black women out here that are missing and they need to be found. And while you do have cases where there's human trafficking involved, where black women are being taken off of the streets and are being pushed into a life of prostitution or whatever, yeah, you got that going on. But a lot of these cases, and see, people don't want to talk about this, a lot of these cases are black women who simply run away from their families. When I say black women, I'm talking mainly like 18-year-olds or under, right? A lot of these cases, many of these women or young ladies are running away from their homes. So when are we going to have the conversation about why are they running away from their homes? When are we going to have that conversation? Why? Why are we not going to have that conversation? Because there's not enough drama in it. There's not any kind of drama associated with it at all. We are a society right now that loves drama. We love drama. We love, the story that involves someone being kidnapped, swept away by some strange man. And, she was taken and feeding. We like all that stuff. But something that comes down to some mess that's happening in the home, that's just run of the mill, hey, we all got issues like that, and that ain't interesting enough. No, we need to talk about that, but that's true. So, but nobody wants to have that kind of conversation, but it does happen. Another point worth mentioning is the fact that this young lady was basically a black Karen. See, we don't want to talk about that either. What do I mean by that? She basically, in her mind, meticulously put together a scenario where she was kidnapped, allegedly by a white man that was balding, had red hair, and was balding. That's what the description she gave. So naturally, what did the cops do? They put out an APB looking for someone who fits that description. Now, what would have happened if they found someone that fit that description? What would have happened to them? We like to call out these Karens that are out here, these white Karens that do that kind of stuff towards black men. And yes, those people need to be called out. But what about people like this? Did she think about that? What if they did find somebody that fit that description? Would she have been had enough courage to come up and say, you know what, I'm lying. I don't even want to do that to this man because he didn't do nothing to me. Would she have done that? Would you, as the viewer and the ones that was reposting over and over again, you know, we got to find this person. What if the cop said, we're looking for this person? Would you have stopped to ask questions, or would you have bought into it? I'm telling you right now, many of you, unfortunately, would have bought right into it and then only to find out later that this girl the whole time was lying. And then you would just moonwalk back and act like you had nothing to do with it. The truth be told is that a lot of people who are so serious, because I see this all the time on social media where people are saying, we got to find these black women that are missing. We got to find these black women that are missing. And what do? You retweet. That's all you do. How often do you actually go out, put foot to ground, and look for these people? Go door to door and look for people. Now, there are black people out there that do that kind of stuff, and hats off to you for doing that. But a lot of people, they ain't really that concerned. It's just simply a talking point. That's all it is, to bring that up. But on the real, a lot of our people, and this is the sad thing, aren't really that concerned, unless the story has some dramatic points to it, you know, for people to engage people into the story. That's sad. I think the main thing I want to say is what we're really dealing with is a plantation mindset. It's a plantation mindset that we're dealing with, because when you have people who believe that the actions of one person is going to have an impact on everybody else, that's exactly how our ancestors were trained to think on the plantation. Because truth be told, yes, if one person did something bad, it had an impact on everybody. That's how it worked on the plantation. Right now, we're in 2023, and you have a Negro all the way in one city do something stupid and crazy, and then you got people on social media all of a sudden riled up and getting all worked up and thinking that because of the actions of this one person, now all of a sudden it's going to have an impact on all of us, and we done been set back 200 years. That is a plantation mindset. Did you hear what Big Moses did? Oh, Lord, what'd he do now? He took one of Master's biscuits off his table. Oh, no, we ain't gonna be able to eat at all anymore. We ain't gonna have any more access to food anymore. Did you hear what Big Esther did? What'd she do now? She fell asleep while working. Oh, Lord, now we ain't gonna be able to sleep at all anymore. We're gonna have to work 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days of the year. Get off of the plantation. The world doesn't operate like that, okay? If that person wants to do something stupid, it's on them, and more often than not, it's on them. There's only a rare few cases where you'll see the actions of one that have an impact on a lot of people. But the truth be told, that's not how the real world works. Get off of the internet and step into the real world. And what really makes me mad is that you got all of these people on social media right now that's pushing this narrative. They're repeating this narrative over and over again, saying that because this black woman did what she did, now all of a sudden it's going to have an impact on all black women. This in of itself now is an echo chamber of people saying this stuff over and over again. And what is it doing? It's pushing fear. It's pushing fear. We got enough things that we're dealing with right now as a nation, as a people or whatever, to be we scare ourselves more than the government. All they do is sit back and be like, okay, let them scare themselves. We come up with our own horror stories. If you haven't seen my video already, we literally were just talking about this, that our people in the black community, one of the biggest issues that we're dealing with right now is mental health. And we literally were just talking about this the other day. Please click on the video on the link that you see there and check out that video. The video is almost 2 hours long, but I had to look at it from a historical perspective first so that we can get an understanding of what we're seeing today. We were just talking about these fools that are out here on social media who are literally doing these NPC fits of whatever, of craziness in order to get money.
Hello. Thank you. Click clap patty whack. Click clap patty whack. On my way to the bank. Hot. A rose. Thank you, warrior. A rose. Thank you, warrior. Like. A rose. Thank you, warrior.
It's no spicy. Oh, what? Gang. Shout out to Pinky. Gang. Shout out to No spicy. Thank you for the roses. I love them. Thank you for the roses. TikTok, so fun. TikTok.
You know, so, but it speaks of a health issue in the mind.
There were other searches on Carly's phone that appeared to shed some light on her mindset, but out of respect for her privacy, we will not be releasing the content of those searches at this time.
And a lot of our people don't want to have that conversation. And so this young lady, what she did, it's reflecting yet again. She probably, you're going to see a lot, unfortunately, you're going to see more and more of these kind of things, because if people are willing to act a plumb fool on social media for likes and clicks, they're going to take it up to the next level. And what's the next level? Doing exactly what she did. And somehow they get a rush off of that. They get a kick off of that because they think it's exciting and fun or whatever. And they're not thinking of the consequences of what can happen. Now, this young lady, I think she was going to medical school or whatever. All of that is shot. What you got to see today, I'm going to speak like uncle today, okay? Because I got to do it. All right. What you got to be careful of, family, is this craziness, this stuff that you be posting on social media. I'm telling you, it's going to have an impact on things to come. Right now, at the time of me recording this video, the United States has just released something called Fed Down. I advise you to take a look at it, okay? Please take a look at it. That is eventually going to tie into a social credit score. That's not hype. That's not me making things up. This is exactly what they're talking about. What's the social credit score going to be tied to? A lot of the activities, a lot of the things you post on social media, and a lot of the stunts like this young lady did. So now that's going to be tied to your money. So if you want to get a loan, if you want to get a credit card or whatever, banks eventually now are going to start looking at the stuff that you post online to make a decision on your credit worthiness. So you got to, again, family, y'all got to be careful, and you got to think twice, even 3 times on the foolishness that you posting on in social media. Stop posting the foolishness, okay? What this young lady did, here you had her parents, whatever bank loan, whatever money to her so that she can go to school, to go into the medical field. All of that is 100% shot now because she wanted to do a stunt. But she's not alone. There's many other people out here doing some stupid stuff, and they don't realize that it's all being recorded. So please, the moral of the story is this. Number one, get off the plantation. No black women ain't going to be all judged based off of this. This is the actions of one person, and that's it. And that's how it should be seen, period. Stop listening to these fools out here that are telling you that that because of her actions, all black women are going to suffer. Black women are going to be just fine. Just like all black men are going to be fine for the foolishness that you'll find some black men out here doing it. Just stay away from the foolishness and live your best life, period.